What is up, New York Jets fans? It is time once again. It is Saturday night, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time here on the Long Island Sound, and it's time to talk all things New York Jets. We're going to talk about the Pittsburgh debacle, which we talked about on Tuesday night. We're going to talk about this upcoming game against the New England Patriots, where the New York Jets could potentially sweep the series and now go 3 games with beating the Patriots. Remember the 14 or 15? That's in the past. Because if we win tomorrow, we may not have bragging rights on anyone else in the league, but we'll have them on the Patriots. So, silver lining, I guess. Tonight's going to be a fun show. I have a lot to talk about. We're going to do all the things we usually do. Go, 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 Jets. Fight. Let's hit that Jets chant. Jets, Jets, Jets. All right. As you know, this is the Midnight Mike Show, and I am your host, Midnight Mike. I hope that all of you on your way in are hitting those thumbs up. Our numbers have been doing better, and I do believe it's because I do beg of you guys, because the YouTube algorithms really make a difference. And for some reason, they really do take into account the likes on a video. So hit that like button below and help us get seen by more and more and more people. And make sure you're telling people as they come into the chat that, hey, hit that thumbs up, hit that thumbs up button. But tonight is going to be a little different, but it's going to be the same. Okay. So Maddie's not here tonight. You know that we're all crying. You know, it's a sad thing, but I have 2 other co-hosts lined up. And at the end of the show, you guys, in the last hour, you guys are going to be my co-host, as I will bring you on with just me. It's just going to be me and you at the end of the show, and I'm going to get to your calls, obviously, after the intermission report. We're still going to be doing Mike and Maddie's top 5, as we all know.
Mike and Maddie's top 5.
But we will have another co-host in here to do that. The Patriots, we're still going to be doing our picks for the this week in the NFL. Obviously, the one game has been played. We never can get to Thursday night. That's fine. But we're going to be picking all the games tonight. We're just going to have fun. And yes, I'm going up against game 2 of the World Series. Last time I checked, it was 1-1, mid-third. It's probably bottom of the third now. Dodgers are up. Last night, we're probably going to talk about that too. We'll probably talk a little New York Yankees, because both of my co-hosts tonight are New York Yankee fans like myself. So let's bring in the first one, my co-host on Jets Mach 1, which is on this channel and his channel, Inner City Jets. It's always on around 9:10 on a Tuesday night. It's only a half hour, and it's kind of a setup to my 10 p.m. show here on the Midnight Mike Show. So let's bring him in, ladies and gentlemen. It's Tommy Jets. How you doing tonight, Tommy?
Hey, what's up, Mike? I'm glad to be filling over for the first half for Maddie.
Yeah. Maddie couldn't make it tonight. Once again, we always like to give him shit for not being able to make. He always says something more important, weddings,
This guy,
funerals, useless crap like that. But the Midnight Mike Show is where it is at. And Tommy, I know the Yankees are playing, so I really do appreciate you being on right now.
Yeah, as you can see the hat, I'm hoping that there's a better result than what happened last night. That one tore my heart away. I was in a mess.
I mean, did you, when Freeman came up, I looked at my wife and I said, he's going to put one pretty much right over the plate first pitch. I know it. And then he did. And then Freeman knocked it the fuck out of the park. And I was devastated.
Dude, I'm gonna blank on the guy's name from the Dodgers who did it 30 years ago. That famous walk off. It's gonna. Really that I can't remember the guy's name.
It was like 88, right?
Yeah, literally same day, like within a half hour of each other. I guess it was insanity. Like that. That's that type of. I don't believe in coincidences, but that's a crazy coincidence, man.
Well, and they also had that. It was a really touching ceremony before the game. Why is it's Valenzuela. Yeah, and then his whole family was there. A little awkward when Ora Hershiser couldn't get the ball to stick on the 34. Did you see that?
Yeah, I did see that. A
Yeah, that was a
little awkward.
little awkward, but it worked out, you know. But yeah, you know, and the worst part is the Yankees. It was their game. They should have won that game, and they lost. They lost that game. You know, not just in the sense of they lost the game. No. They had the game and they lost it.
Yeah, they were up. You know, I really dislike the fact that they pulled Cole after like 88 pitches, and now they're not even going to play him game 4. So we're only going to see Cole twice probably in this series if it goes that long. I think it's just, you know, a crazy decision.
Yeah, and then to put in Nestor Cortez.
Dude, that
What?
that one blew my mind. I looked, I'm like, oh my god, I texted my buddy, I'm like, he's about to blow it. And he blew it. Like he hasn't seen action in forever, and you give him the like the hardest 3 batters in the Dodgers lineup. It's insanity to me. It was insane.
Well, the last thing, Tommy, I'm going to say about the Jets, I'm sorry, about the Yankees, is that they have to win tonight. Like they have to split this game because or these 2 games in LA because you're not coming back on a stacked Dodgers team. Like 2-0, no, that is an uphill battle.
Yeah, and I know people have been saying, well, the 2009 team dug themselves in a hole too. Ah, man, I don't know if this is that 2019. The 2019 was like the last part of that legendary cast from the 90s.
Wait a minute, what are they talking about? Because in the World Series, we just lost game 1, and then we went on to win the next 3. So 1 game is not a hole.
Yeah, no, I agree.
2 games against a team like the Dodgers is a hole.
Yeah, and that'll be too much to come back from, I think. I hope they win. They need a win. I'm really itching for a win. So let's hope some good luck rubs off.
All right. Well, what I'm going to do is try to get to some of these comments. You guys are blowing up the comment section. So you also better be blowing up the like button. Another thing I want to do tonight, guys, is it's the end of the month. This is our last Saturday show of the month, and on the last Saturday and the last Tuesday of the month, I always try to get the support, get the super chats, get the gifted channel memberships in the house. So what I'm going to do is, if we can get 10 gifted channel memberships throughout the show, I will match that and gift 10 of my own. So as many people as possible can not only see the content that's behind the paywall or the members only content, but then they'll have access for the next month when me and Tommy do Mach 1 on my channel. They're going to have access to that. So let's try to get, just go down below next to the comments, hit the gifted channel memberships and gift as many as you can. And I would really appreciate that. Super chats, obviously, because you guys blow up this comment section. But what I'm going to do is I am going to try to get in here. Dano was the first one in here tonight. Thank you, Dano. I appreciate that. Knuckle coming in saying, are the Jets sellers or buyers? What do you think, Tommy? I think it has a lot to do with this week.
I think so, too. If they lose against the Patriots, they might as well clean house at that point. Season will be completely over.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, and you know what? That's the worst part. I don't know if I think we probably talked a little bit about it on the Mach 1 show, but this isn't a game where we're like, oh yeah, Jets are going to win easy. No problem. Like, and that's sad. That just shows how sad the Jets are right now.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like before going into the season, I'm like, okay, knock the Patriots out, 2 wins for the Jets. Now I'm not so certain, especially Drake May's looking, a lot better than Jacoby Brissett did. The Patriots, I don't want to say they're doing good because they are a terrible team still, but the Jets aren't looking so much better as we probably thought they did preseason. I mean, they get Hassan Reddick back, but what's that going to be,
Lane, obviously, hey, Lane, you got to watch the show longer because I talk about this all the time. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to let Tommy give his thoughts on the black uniforms.
I am also like, okay. I'll preface this by saying for like Halloween, I'll take it. Halloween, sure. Yeah. Otherwise, I am not a fan of the black jerseys. I'm a green and white Jets guy. I only have one jersey that's not green and white. The only one that I don't have green and white is actually Garrett Wilson black jersey. But I'm not a huge black jersey guy. I'm kind of like Mike. I roll old school. Green and white, baby. That's how we do it. That's Jets Nation, baby. I like green. I like black Jets hats. But my jerseys, keep them green and white.
Yeah, the hats doesn't bother me. It can go even in like hoodies. Like I think last season or something, we were broadcasting and I was talking about how much I hate the black uniforms. And I was wearing my black, Sal Award all the time. The black has the Jets logo in it. And then it says Gotham City Football. I was wearing, and they're like, well, you're wearing a black hoodie. It's a completely different thing. That's not the same thing. The black uniforms, look, they're not ugly or anything, and the helmets aren't ugly. It's just that I am a traditionalist, especially when it comes to uniforms and helmets. And for me, I just want the green, and you know what? I don't like the all. I don't want to say I don't like it, because I like the all whites, or if they ever did all greens. I like that way better than like our uniforms from the past 5 years. But I always prefer a green top, white pants, or white top, green pants. I that's my two like top uniforms for the New York Jets.
Yeah, we're rocking those Peter Griffins at Foxborough this week, so I'm hoping that it comes out with a good win, man. Like, I'm a big UNC fan. I've always been a big UNC fan, so I also got to see Drake May a lot in college. I think he's like a better Mitch Trubisky. That'll be kind of a hot take, I guess, for some people. So I'm hoping that we are able to shut him down, but it's not looking good. We got a lot of injuries, man. The offensive line is starting to get decimated, and Tyron Smith looks like dog water. I mean, honestly. Oh, no.
Alan,
Oh, no.
Alan's always the wise ass. Aaron Judge equals Mr. April to September. Yeah.
Not wrong.
I mean, he's had a few moments here in the postseason, but they're so few and far between, and it's definitely not consistent.
Gives me A-Rod vibes.
Do you have the game on in front of you?
I don't. I'm trying not to look at it.
Oh, no, because you can't do that, because these people are going to spoil it.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Not only are they going to blow it, but I want to know what's going on in this game, because I can't do a show and run all the stuff and all that and still watch the game. So right. I need the audience to keep me informed.
I have to look at the comments now. I've had it off. It's not looking good. Oh no. Somebody grab me the gun. I'm just gonna end it right now.
Okay, I already see a score that I don't like.
Yeah,
that didn't take too long.
No, not at all. I might have to change hats now. If we go to intermission, I can put on a different hat.
Alan's already calling it. He's calling the World Series and the Jets season that quick. It's like, that's it. It's over. But yeah, so we had the game against Pittsburgh. We bitched about that. That was a game at no point. Like, I mean, okay, I guess the first quarter, we felt like we had some sort of control. But after that, and especially the second half of that game, it was embarrassing for the Jets.
Yeah, it was brutal. And then I got to go there the following week to see just another dismantling of a different team. Oh man, that was the Pittsburgh Heinz Field, Acrisure Stadium, whatever they call it now. That place is just like a burial ground for teams that aren't from Pittsburgh. Two New York teams, Syracuse too. It's like the two New York teams just freaking died on that field. And I don't know if the Jets will come back from that, man. That was tough. Like, New England is a must-win game, and now, because even if they lose this game, like, there's no way they're beating Houston. If they win this game, you're like, okay, maybe they can lose against Houston. Maybe. Then they'd have to still run the table, but
yeah. If they lose to Houston, if they beat New England and lose to Houston, which they will, let's not fool ourselves here, folks. They would have to pretty much run the table to make the playoffs at that point.
Yeah, and I think that's like, I know there's a lot of, I don't want to call them Jets apologists, because, fandom's fandom, but there's a lot of people who I think it's a pipe dream of them that they think the Jets are going to run 8-2 the rest of the season after the way the start of the season's been. Like, they started 2-5.
And the problem is that you look at this, and if we were looking at it before the season, and we were just going by teams on paper, which we all did. You could go back and look. Yeah. If you asked me at this point, could we go 8-2? I'd be like, fuck yeah, no problem. But then if you said, oh, by the way, you lost to Denver, you blew it in spectacular fashion against some of these teams. You lost to Denver, you lost to Minnesota, you lost to Buffalo, you lost to Pittsburgh. I'd be like, there's no way. There's no way we're going 8-2.
Tennessee too. Tennessee wasn't even like a blowout.
Oh yeah. Well, and that's another thing. It's like everything is there for the Jets. And if everything at one point in the season clicks, we could go on a great run. But when will that click happen? Because and you know what, Tommy, to be honest, if we were going to go on a run, or if we were going to get our mojo back, This is the perfect time to play New England.
Yeah, that's kind of the only good part is they kind of fall on a part of the schedule where this is like a get right game. Unfortunately, we have so many guys hurt, but at the same time, we get the Hassan Reddick back. We get a full, this is going to be second week of Devontae Adams, so he's going to be more connected. His presence in the locker room is going to be better. Which, by the way, I think it's really damning that Devontae Adams is the guy who had to give the message to like the Jets locker room, considering he was there for 1 week. Yeah. Like, what does that say about the culture of the team, man? That's so. Like, how would you feel? You're working at this job for 3-4 years. All of a sudden, this guy that they just hired a week ago comes in and starts telling you that you ain't shit and you got to be better. That I mean, if I'm a player there, if I'm like a Quinnen Williams, I'm like, yo, who the fuck is this guy? You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, but it's not like just some guy. We're talking about one of the best wide receivers in the league. So I and you know what? From what I heard, he didn't come in and just make a speech. He came in and said, guys, I've only been here this long, and this is what I see as a problem from a guy who's been on winning teams.
Right.
Do you understand what I'm saying? So I hope that he went into that, whatever that was going to be, whatever that speech is, I hope he went into it with direct respect for the team so that they respect him back and they can hopefully take what he has to say and really get things done. Because like I said, if we're going to make things click, it has to be right now. It has to be right now.
No, I agree. And I think that's the good thing. I think that having him there is going to really benefit Garrett Wilson. What happened to your boy Lazard, though, man? Like, he got hurt. When did he get hurt last week?
I just saw this. Lazard, Adams, Davis, AVT, Fotu, all out. Lazard, you're killing me, man. You're under 100 yards to get to my prediction. This better not be a bad injury.
I think it's a chest, if I'm not mistaken. But I don't.
Chest?
I was looking, and I'm not sure what happened. Maybe it might have been a practice thing. But I had people at practice. They didn't see anything either. So nobody knows. It's like a mystery.
And did you hear about this? Quincy Williams,
I did see that.
Yeah, just got fined by Roger. That is insane. Like, what are some of these guys supposed to do?
Like, did you see his Twitter message or his Twitter post?
No.
He had a whole Twitter post like criticizing the refs and criticizing the game, calling it two-hand touch flag football because the running back's lowering his helmet and Quincy still hit him with his shoulder. Like, what else is he supposed to do? Get in the hole, try to stop the touchdown. That's what he's supposed to do. And then they fined him $45,000. That is utterly insane. Like, that's just crazy to me.
Well, the crazy thing is like last night, for instance, during the World Series game, and I this isn't just for the Yankees, it's for the Yankees and the Dodgers. That fucking home plate umpire was so inconsistent. And like you at no point in the game did you know what the actual strike zone was.
Yeah.
So that's the same thing with the NFL. It's like you watch the NFL and you have no idea what the rules are anymore. Because they change per team, they change per game, and that's just not the way to run things.
No, the inconsistency is crazy. Like, how many times have we? I mean, just for example, that Minnesota Vikings Los Angeles Rams game too. Sam Darnold gets face masked in the end zone. I think they call it.
Oh my!
The back judge is right there, literally looking at him, dude. I'm like, what is going on?
Less than 5 feet away.
Yeah. I'm like, I don't see the statement that they made too. They're like, if we don't see it, we can't call it. How do you not see that? You're literally looking there.
That's ridiculous.
God. It was
literally,
insane.
and you know what? It was so egregious that I'm sure Sam Darnold's neck had when you crack your neck.
Oh yeah,
I'm sure it had like a crack sound, so you couldn't even say, "Oh yeah." What was Stevie Wonder back there? Because Stevie Wonder's ear senses would have perked up, and he would have been like, "Oh shit! Somebody just yanked someone's face mask." So it would have had to be literally Helen Keller standing in that back end zone for that play to not be an obvious face mask and personal foul penalty. I couldn't believe it when I saw it.
Dude, even the defender was like, oh no, like covering his face like he knew he messed up. And then he made a comment on Twitter too about, he was like, oh man, I forget what the heck he was saying, man. He was saying it was too loud, I had to cover my ears or something like that. And like making a joke out of it because he knew that it was a penalty. It was just insanity, man. Yeah. Oh, absolutely. I thought he was going to start walking back with his head to his neck. Like,
is that like a Freddie got fingered Tom Green reference? I'm the backwards man. I can walk backwards fast as you can. But anyway, guys, I'm seeing a good amount of you in here. Let's get it even higher. Once again, all you have to do is hit that thumbs up. The YouTube algorithms really love when you do that, and more people will come in and see that we are live. So please stop what you're doing right now. If you're about to comment in the comment section, stop and just go down below and hit that thumbs up. Now I've got you for a good another 10 minutes, hopefully. And I'm thinking that I'm going to go over the predictions for next week. You want to do that with me?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, let's see here. So first game is first. Hold on. Let me just get this comment down and we will get to this. Everyone in the comments, feel free. By the way, you guys, what was it? Tuesday night show. We broke the all-time thumbs up record. We broke all-time live viewers at a single moment. We almost had 100 people watching at one time. And then it was the most viewed show at I think it ended up at over 1,500 views for the last live show. So I know I can't expect that tonight. I'm going up against the World Series, but those thumbs up really do help. And I went back and watched it and read the comments. You guys cracked me up. Tommy, if I ever rewatch one of my shows, it's literally, I do it to read the comments because these guys, man, they crack me up sometimes. And then they'll get in beefs between each other.
I've seen some.
Yeah. And I'll start. I love it. I love it. I love it. I wish I could be more on top of it during the live show and maybe edge them on, and start the fights even further. Guys,
you got to get Maddie to do that while you're doing the host and stuff. Get Maddie to start doing that because I'll be looking at the comments on the side and if you guys see me cracking up or doing a little quick smirk, it's probably because I'm trying not to laugh at what you guys are writing in there.
All right, let's do this. Let's do this. All right, we're going to start with the 1 o'clock games and then move along. The New York Jets going into New England to take on the Patriots. Who do you got?
I may be foolish, but I am taking our New York Jets. Even though I want to give up on them, I think they're not going to do anything. It's still my Jets, man. I can't, and it's the Patriots of all teams. If we can't beat this game, if we can't win this game, we have no hope. So I'm going against my gut, and I think the Jets should blow these guys out, no question.
I think you mentioned that you thought the Jets were going to win on the mock one. And I said I had to wait. I had to wait until I actually had to make a prediction. And here we are. It's Saturday night. The game's tomorrow afternoon. I'm making my prediction, and I'm going to go with the New York Jets. Look, Tommy, I know we're bad. But are we that bad? You know what I'm saying? It's
that's what I'm saying, man.
Yeah, let's have some faith. Now on the Halloween night game, I may have a whole different story.
Oh, yeah,
but
let's like our chances there.
High Dollar Alibi comes in and says, what does it say about a team when the best thing going for is good thing that it's New England next game when your hope is based on beating the bottom of the barrel? We were just talking about that. Yeah. How sad it is that we're oh, here comes New England. Here we go. Let's get a dub.
Oh man, literally rookie quarterback too, and we're praying for a win.
Yeah, you got to. Okay, next one we got is the Ravens, Baltimore heading into Cleveland to play the Browns.
I like the fact that they got Jameis Winston starting, if not just because the guy is probably the most unintentionally hilarious player in the NFL. Just you can turn everything he says into a kind of a joke. But he's also an interception machine, and the Ravens are really freaking good. So I got to go Baltimore. Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry just look unstoppable, man.
Yeah, I will go Baltimore also. They're just the better team. I thought this one was pretty obvious. But I do feel bad for why can't I think of his fucking name? Who fucking
Deshaun?
Yeah, when did you see the slow-mo of it?
I saw the same pop that happened to Rodgers, man. Yep. Yeah, literally the same thing. And the fans were cheering. Now Cleveland players are attacking the fans, man.
Yeah, no, but that's shit. Look,
crazy.
Yeah, look, no matter how you do it, no matter how much you dislike a player, you could boo him if he gets pulled from the game. So if the coach says you're benched, we're putting in you could boo him, no problem. But when a guy gets injured like that, he went out there and played and got really injured, he was in excruciating pain and he was crying. And
his career is over.
Yeah, you can't cheer that. That's just shit. That's Jets fans are shitty, but that's Eagle fan style. Like that's Philadelphia Eagles, Philadelphia fan bullshit.
Yeah, it's crazy. And then I keep seeing the players going after the fans. That's gonna get like into a really messy situation with that team soon if they don't figure something out.
Yeah, I agree. Then you got the Tennessee Titans heading into Detroit to play the Lions.
I think this is kind of another easy pick.
As I started writing these, I was like, wow, a lot of these are real easy.
Yeah, literally. I'm not gonna lie to you. I've made a parlay of all these games. So 50 cents for $1,000. Let's do it. I got a whole parlay going. But I mean, the Detroit Lions are one of the hottest teams in football right now. Hard not to pick those guys, honestly.
Especially at home.
Yeah.
Yeah, Detroit's winning that one. Next one I got is the Indianapolis Colts heading into Houston to play the Texans.
Oh man, this one's a little bit tougher because I think that there's a little bit of a difference without having Nico Collins on the team. With that said, the Houston Texans are still the better team. Like I don't necessarily trust Anthony Richardson, so I am rocking with the Titans and CJ Stroud there. Or sorry, the Texans. Misspoke.
Okay, you confused the shit out
of me. Dude, the Titans Texans thing still gets me.
I still think they should go back to the Oilers. I hate that Titans uniform and logo and shit. It's like garbage. It's their ugly uniforms. It's an ugly helmet. Everything about it. Just go back to the Oilers. Be the Tennessee Oilers, and call it a day. Houston. I got Houston too. Here's a tough one for you. Green Bay versus Jacksonville.
That's what I was like. This week is like. Might be the easiest of the weeks to pick for at least the early slate games. Like I gotta go Green Bay. I mean, Jacksonville looks as bad as the Patriots do.
Yeah, and it's in Jacksonville, but that ain't gonna make a difference. This one might have a debate. Arizona heading into Miami to play the Dolphins with the return of Tua.
I really don't like that I'm saying this as a Jets fan, but I think the return of Tua is going to put up a little bit of a spark for Miami at home. Tyreek Hill, Jaden Waddle, maybe the run game gets going. It's either that or I think Tua is going to be hospitalized and never probably play again. It's like one of those two situations is going to pan out. But I'm hoping for the positive, and I think Miami's going to win that.
I agree. I think I have Miami winning the game too. If you get that, sorry, I'm glitching out a little bit. Am I good? Can you hear me okay?
I was thinking I was too. Like I think we're good now. There was something going on. I think we're all right. Okay. Maybe.
All right.
Maybe we're getting the old Abe
so I got a
situation.
What?
We're getting the old Abe on Jets Uncovered situation.
We'll figure it out. Yeah, we'll figure it out. Atlanta going into Tampa Bay. Who do you got?
I'm going with Atlanta. Tampa Bay's out. The receivers got hurt. Chris Godwin was on a tear this year. I really do like Tampa Bay. I think Baker Mayfield's been really good this year. They always have a decent defense. But I'm going with Atlanta and Kirk O'Bangs.
All right, I'm gonna go with I'm gonna you know what? F it. I'm gonna go with Baker Mayfield and Tampa Bay, just to be different.
Were you gonna pick Atlanta?
Going on the same page this whole time. I might as well. No, I was gonna pick Tampa Bay, but I do think. Look, Baker Mayfield's been playing great the past 2 seasons, so why not give him the benefit of the doubt and see what he could pull off? And it's in Tampa Bay, so they have a pretty decent home crowd, and probably the most kick-ass stadium I've ever seen ever. Then you got Philadelphia Eagles headed into Cincinnati to play the Bengals.
So I think T. Higgins is going to be out. I know he has an injury going on, but I think the Eagles have not been playing up to their standard. They're not favorited. They're kind of the underdog going into the game, going into Burrow's house. But I'm actually picking the Eagles here in a surprise upset.
You think that's an upset? I picked Cincinnati thinking that it was the upset.
Really?
Yeah. I'm like, okay, Philadelphia's not playing amazing, but they still have the parts, and they're still, I feel like, overall probably better than Cincinnati, especially since Cincinnati got off to such a slow start. But yeah, I mean, maybe okay, it's in Cincinnati. I don't know. I wonder what the line is. I went the betting line.
The Eagles they were underdogs, but by like plus 100. It was really close.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so I'll go with Cincinnati. All right, Buffalo headed into Seattle.
Ooh, you know what? I think I gotta go Bills there. It's that one's very close to me. Geno's been playing good too. I really like the Seattle Seahawk version of Geno Smith. He's just a mature guy. He's been balling out. But something just tells me the Bills are gonna come in there and just win the game somehow, some way. Maybe with some ref help. Who knows? But that's my gut.
I think Buffalo. I don't think Buffalo's as good as they seem.
I hope not.
I think they have some problems. That is still, I don't think Amari Cooper is going to really help that much. At least it gives Josh Allen someone really, someone legit to throw to. But I'm going Seattle in this one. It's in Seattle. The 12th man. So Seattle's a tough team. So let's see what Josh Allen can do. New Orleans against the LA Chargers.
I picked the Chargers for this one, just because New Orleans is so decimated with injuries too. I'm pretty sure LA's at home in this game, right?
Which means nothing. I mean, there'll probably be more New Orleans fans in the
Actually, that's a
stadium.
good point. I forgot how poor the Chargers fans travel.
Oh,
That doesn't even mean anything.
travel? Yeah, they're not traveling. They're going down the street. It's in LA. It's every time they play a game. When they played the Chiefs earlier in the year, the whole stadium was red.
Was it really? Oh no,
stadium. It was embarrassing.
it's so bad.
Yeah,
Oh.
I'm gonna go LA Chargers also, but it's only because of the injuries to New Orleans. It has nothing to do with the home field advantage. I'll tell you that right now. The Chicago Bears head into Washington to play the Redskins. Who do you got?
Um, this is probably the first like test for either team in terms of like who they've played. But I don't know if Jaden Daniels has he been like officially recorded as out for this game. I know he was like considered day to day at some point.
I do not know. Maybe someone in the chat can let us know. Is Jaden
it-
Daniels in or out, folks? Please let us know.
I think he's out. I think it's Mariota. Okay, so yeah, they won't know until tomorrow. A game time decision if he plays Washington, but I'm not going to do that. But I do think it's going to be the Chicago Bears. I think they're going to come in. Caleb Williams has looked really good. He started the season really bad, and now he's been really good. So I'm thinking that could.
He's been picking it up.
Yeah, hopefully that's the case. But I think if Washington had Daniels, they would win.
All right. Yeah, I'll agree with you. I'll say Chicago, only because Jaden Daniels. Like once again, if he's playing, I'd pick the Redskins. But if it's like you said, game time decision, that's pushing it close. You're probably going back up. So if it's Jaden Daniels, I pick the Redskins. If he's out, I pick the Bears. Carolina going into Denver.
That's like a battle for the worst. I mean, I can't even say battle for the worst because we lost to Denver. So what does that make us, honestly?
If Denver wins, and they should, they're going to be 5-3.
Isn't that crazy to think about? Yeah, that's so crazy to think about. I'm gonna have to go with Denver there. Carolina just looks so bad, man.
Kansas City heading into Las Vegas to play the Raiders.
I think this is another kind of easy one. I think Antonio Pierce has kind of lost it as a head coach. He's past Robert Saleh territory, in my opinion. The quarterback is an issue between Minshew and O'Connell's out. Vegas is a disaster. Got to go KC.
Yeah, KC's going to continue its undefeated streak. Aren't we all excited to see that three-peat?
Yeah.
Monday night, or this is Sunday night football. Wow, great. I think this is a great Sunday night football game. Dallas heading into San Francisco. Dallas at 3-3 and San Francisco at 4-3. This could be one of those old classic, just 49er Cowboy rivalry games.
Yeah, and I don't know if this might be an upset, but I'm taking the Cowboys. I think, Like a lot of teams, man, 49ers just been decimated. They lost Brandon Ayuk to the season. Debo, I know Debo's suffering through the thing. Christian McCaffrey's nowhere to be found. I think I like Purdy, but I don't think he's good enough to win without those pieces. And the Cowboys look like kind of garbage too, man. It's crazy. But I'm
Yeah,
gonna
no,
go.
they're
I'm gonna
both
go with the
terrible.
lesser garbage team, I guess. So that's Dak and the Cowboys right now.
I had this at a coin flip, and I'm just going to pick San Francisco because they're at home. But yeah, I think I've said this to you on the show before. To me, Brock Purdy is Mark Sanchez. It's the same kind of deal. He's as good as the team around him, and right now that those pieces just aren't there. And not that not that either one of them is a horrible quarterback, but do they have what it takes to win without all the stars like you had brought up? That's the question.
Right. Oh, by the way, I
Final
think
one.
that Ricky Pearsall guy's coming back to play. The kid who got shot. I think he's playing in this game.
Oh, okay. Good. I mean, that dude's like a Terminator. Like
Dude.
literally gets shot to the chest and then gets up and walks. Like he's like, yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
he's coming
it
back quicker
hurts.
than all of them. Yeah, he's like, what is it, like the Monty Python thing? Tis such a,
Yeah,
flesh
it's
food.
it's incredible. Tommy, the final one, Monday Night Football. The New York Giants head into Pittsburgh to play the Steelers.
I think it's going to be 3 weeks in a row of a New York team going into Pitt and just getting decimated. The offense looks a lot better with Russell Wilson. I kind of saw that coming. The deep ball, dude. That's what stinks. Like against that Jets game, Russell Wilson was throwing some beautiful deep balls to that Pickens kid, and Pickens is just like an elite wide receiver.
Yeah.
That was like, as much as I hate the Steelers with a passion. That was really cool to see as like a football fan, although at the expense of the Jets. But Danny Dimes hasn't really looked the part. The Giants are as big of a mess as the Jets. I got to go with the Steelers.
Yeah, I'm going Steelers. You can't. I mean, you can't pick against Pittsburgh at home.
You just can't.
And that goes back 20 years. Like it's just you the Steelers at home. I don't know, man. And last season, God, just the Steelers fans complaining about Mike Tomlin, and I'm like,
I would love Tomlin.
Yeah, I would trade you. I said to several of them, I'll trade you Robert Saleh for Mike Tomlin straight up any day you want.
Yeah, literally. The dude's had amazing record, man.
Wouldn't you love if your fucking complaint, these fucking asshole Steeler fans, wouldn't you love if your complaint was, oh, they didn't make the play. They've made the playoffs for the past 15 years, but they didn't make it. But they still, by the way, had a winning record.
I'm like, I would say, dude, we haven't won in 10 years.
Yeah, cry me a fucking river, dick face. Like, I hate that shit. But Tommy, listen,
they're spoiled.
Yeah, thank you so much for joining me on the show. I really do appreciate it. Please let everyone know where they can find you.
Yeah, Jets X Factor, Gangrene Nation. Make sure you guys are checking out our Mach 1 episodes on Mike's channel and my channel. While you guys are doing it, make sure you guys are liking, sharing this video here so it gets out to more people. And of course, I also work, there it is, at the League Winners, all college football content. So if you guys like college football, make sure to follow me.
Tommy, you are awesome. I really appreciate you coming on and helping me out.
Yeah, absolutely. Anytime, Mike.
All right. Have a good one. Enjoy the rest of this Yankee game that's not looking so good.
I'll try to, bro.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, before I bring on my next co-host, I want to remind you that over tonight and Tuesday night, if you guys can, we're trying to make a run here towards, I always do this the last 2 shows of the month. Guys, super chats, gifted channel memberships. Of course, the thumbs up. It's free. Go down below, hit the thumbs up. More people will see that we are here. More people can get in on the fun, get in on the comments and all that stuff. But if you guys can get 10 gifted channel memberships, it could be, in any way. You could get, someone could get 5, someone could gift 1, whatever. I will match it because I want to get more people seeing my content that is members only, which usually includes a Tuesday night show, but some Tuesday night shows I haven't been putting behind members only because I've added the Mach 1 show with Tommy Jets as a members only show that night. So, I've been sometimes if it's like the Robert Saleh Tuesday night show when he got fired, that was a big fucking deal. So I was like, you know what, let's leave that one up because we put out a Mach 1 episode and that's, so I'm still giving you your content. And then also, I'm hoping I have this whole week off. I'm hoping to do some fun Halloween style videos, whether it's watch alongs or something to that effect, where we just talk Halloween, we talk horror movies, things like that. And that will, I don't know how I'm going to run that, but that will probably be something that also ends up in members only after it goes off the air live. All right, here we go, folks. Like I said, get in those super chats, gifted channel memberships. I will match them up to 10. So let's see what we could do tonight, folks. Let's make a run. Let's bring in my other co-host, the guy who runs the _Jets stream. And if yours truly, Midnight Mike, is ever live for a Jets game, it's on his channel, the Jets stream. Murdog, how you doing tonight?
I'm broken.
Are you crying? Are you crying, my friend? How bad is it right now? Is it 4-1 still, or is it worse?
No, it's 4-1, but the prospects of knowing this team that we can't hit in timely manner, can't get guys on base, and when we do, we can't drive them in. It's just, So this is just perpetual tears.
Dude, that's such a bummer. It's such a bummer because, I mean, once again, you probably heard me saying it to Tommy. It's like, did I say it to you last night? You go down 2-0 on the fucking Dodgers. I think I said it when I was talking to Leany and you popped out for a minute. But when you go down 2-0 to the Dodgers, I mean, they're too stacked. There's
one guy, I said to you, I think too, there's only one soft spot in that lineup, and that's Gavin Lux, number 8 hitter. And you walk him in the 10th inning. You can't have that, man.
That's a crock of shit, man. Like, I am so bummed out. And it'd be the same thing, honestly, if the Dodgers went down 2-0 to the Yankees. It's like, you can't let a team that's as good as either of these two teams go up 2-0, because they're good enough where they're not going to have that big of a collapse. But unfortunately, it looks like the Dodgers are the ones who are pulling this one off.
They are the better team, if you're going to be honest. I
mean, they're both they're the two top teams in the league.
Yeah, but they were like in a class by themselves, just by their roster. I mean, I don't know how they pulled off legally what they pulled off with the Ohtani contract, like how to defer almost $1 billion to like 10 years down the road. They have too many studs on that team. It's like, how do you afford it?
Well, and what about the fact then, and not only that, but then he magically had nothing to do with all the betting that his best friend interpreter. I mean, that's a crock of shit. Like, anyone who knows anything knows that he was involved.
Yeah,
and yet, because he's who he is, he threw him right under the bus.
Yeah, he got a nice payout. Like, listen, go home to Japan, take the bullet. It's inconsequential for the interpreter, right? But so he's like, I don't care. Of course he did it.
I don't know. Japan is a very like your character means a lot in Japan, I feel like, and I don't know, like, would he be going home to a Japan that looked down on him because of this scandal? You understand what I'm saying? Like, they're a very proud culture.
I don't think so. I mean, yes, I agree. They are a proud culture. I mean, was it Harry Curry or something like that, where they take their own lives with the sword? Harry Carey, whatever. Harry Carey, the Cubs announcer.
No, not Harry Carey. If the moon was made of cheese, would you eat it?
Oh, I forget the technical term, but they are proud people, but he's too much of a hero. He's Matsui and Ichiro balled into one, so he could. Well,
another thing is that he could also go home and fall asleep on his pile of money that he probably has, so he wouldn't be hurting too bad.
No, that guy definitely took one for the team. So it is what it is. They got too many people on the team that there's no salary cap, right? So they have a luxury tax that teams can go over. They just, most of them don't want to because of the penalty financially, but they're allowed to. But the whole deferring the money to where they're not really paying for it feels like cheating. It's not, but it feels like it is.
Now, I know we did this a little bit while we were distracted watching the Yankees win the American League Championship. But what I want to do is just pop this up on the screen because me and Tommy were talking about it, and we were saying, like, look, they have to beat the Patriots. They beat the Patriots. They lose to the Texans. Is it feasible in the schedule for the Jets to get into the playoffs? I laugh because I look at the schedule and it just so okay, they beat the Patriots, so now we're dealing with that bottom half of the season. They're losing to the Texans. The Cardinals is not a gimme. The Colts is not a gimme. The Seahawks is not a gimme. The Dolphins with a healthy Tua is not a gimme. There's two of those. The Rams all of a sudden are kicking back in high gear. That's not a gimme. Buffalo sure as hell not a gimme. The only gimme left on the schedule aside from New England is probably that December 15th Jacksonville game. What do you think?
Shit, I don't put anything past our team to find a way to fuck it up. So I mean, we say gimmies. Yeah, I'm thinking. All right, so you're saying we beat the Patriots, lose to the Texans.
Yep.
I think we beat the Cardinals regardless. I don't see why we don't beat the Colts. Tough matchup with Seahawks. We should be able to beat them though.
It's a good thing it's at our house because their stadium and their fans are pretty diehard.
Yeah, the Colts and the Seahawks are not like dangerous in my opinion. Dolphins, yeah, now with Tua back, if they get up and running, then they will have what? 1, 2, 3, 4 weeks. Tua will have been back for 4 weeks, so he should be not rusty. Jacksonville, I mean, we lost that Black Friday game to them, right? In the rain where they were terrible anyway.
Yeah, I mean, this year they're really terrible.
Yeah, so even when they're terrible, we still found a way to lose to that team. Yeah, the Rams, if they got Cooper Kupp back and Puka, that's going to be rough. And then the Bills are the Bills, yeah. And Miami.
Yeah, it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough.
We could be looking at like 9 wins, 10 if we get 10 wins if a couple of things bounce our way.
I think that's so generous for you to give them at this point. 9 wins.
Yeah.
I'm scared. I'm literally to the point where I am scared that the New York Jets will finish worse than 7-10. I think it's going to be bad.
I heard you talking with Tommy before, talking about if they lose to start becoming sellers. I don't know about that because that if you start selling, that means Aaron's gone after this year, and Devontae too.
Well, but the thing is okay. So once again, here's the question: is would you rather go through another season with hopes and get them dashed, or would you just let's just start over again and expect the team to go, with 4 wins, 3 wins, and then they get more and we're excited about it. It's like I talked about this last week. I'd rather have a team that is on paper looks like shit and then plays mediocre than a team that on paper should be a playoff team and plays like complete shit. Like, I don't know if I could go through another season like this.
Well, when you mean, all right, when you guys are saying clean house, who are you talking about getting rid of Devontae and Aaron?
Yeah.
All right. So that means, is your quarterback of the future in Jordan Travis already on the roster?
Oh, no, I would definitely work with Jordan Travis. I have no problem trying to see if we can work something out with him. But I also wouldn't be against drafting another quarterback. So
with premium pick, like a first round pick.
Yeah.
Well, that you waste a first round pick on a quarterback, that's saying Jordan Travis ain't it, and he's not really.
I mean, that's a good point. That's a good point. I'll give you that one. So yeah, it's okay. Maybe we do second round and bring in and keep Tyrod, just as the veteran in there, the veteran in the room.
Bridge to Travis.
Yeah, I'm sure. Look, I don't. At this point, I'm also wondering if the Jets. Why not? At this, look, let's be honest, folks. The season's over. I know we all want to hold out hope, and I know we all want to go on a run. Absolutely, nobody's saying not to. But right now, Aaron Rodgers potentially is hurt. Okay, he had like a knee, a hamstring, an ankle. It's like all these problems. if we're gonna have a chance to beat Houston, we're gonna need a healthy Aaron Rodgers. Why not? I think Tyrod could beat the Patriots.
Okay, so the only reason why you're thinking Tyrod could beat the Patriots is because he's more of a mobile quarterback.
I think he's a good. No, I think that the Patriots are so bad that whether you have Tyrod or Aaron, we could beat them. I don't think it makes that much of a difference. And if you lose, you lose. It doesn't matter. The season's fucked anyway. So it's like, but if you get the win and you get a healthier Aaron Rodgers against the Texans, then maybe you can have a little bit more hope going into that game.
Oh, so you're just talking about sitting him down to let him heal for a week.
Yes.
Oh,
and it's not even a week. That's the thing, because we have a Thursday game.
Okay.
But sit him down, let him heal, and then hopefully Tyrod, and I think he could, with this team, beats the Patriots, and then you have a healthier Aaron Rodgers, because at this point, you've got to pull out all the stops. And the only thing I don't see why having Aaron potentially get buried a few more times in this game is smart when you have a short week going up against the Texans. So I don't know. Your thoughts. I mean, I don't know.
I don't think it's something they would do. I mean, I understand your logic, because if there's a game we should win, it's this. Even though, this is in Foxborough, so it really shouldn't matter. We should win this game regardless. I understand where you're coming from of taking the opportunity to give them extra time. I don't think they're going to do it, though. I don't think Aaron would have it. And imagine if they lost that game, and then everyone's, oh, you benched Aaron. So I think just for that purpose, they wouldn't even consider it.
What's up, Daniel Murphy? I see all you guys in here. Thank you so much for being in here. I see Clancy, Daniel, Valerie, Lane is still in here. Ricky, NY in here. Good to see you. And Ricky is one of our moderators, so thank you, Ricky. I'm sure usually Kim is in here. Alan's still in here. Jake is in here. And guys, after the intermission report and Mike and Maddie's top five, I will get to all of your calls in the second hour. But yeah, guys, look, and let's go back to that other thing. Would you rather go into another season with this fake hope and all these, diva stars, or would you let's just start over and if we do good next year, wow, great. Because, and once again, there are guys we'll keep, but we were talking about sellers or buyers at the trade deadline. It's like we could off a few, we could at least get rid of Mike Williams. I mean, get a pick or get a pick out of that. There's a few guys on the team we could let loose, and then obviously we keep Braylon Allen. I wouldn't re-sign Breece Hall, as much as that sucks to say. I'd probably keep Sauce and Garrett, but once again, they're not worth the contracts that they're going to want as of right now. I mean, we'll see at the end of the season, but as of right now, they're playing. Neither of them are playing anything like they played in their first 2 years.
Yeah, I don't know what's up with Mike Williams. Is he okay health wise? Is he all the way back?
I didn't even know. I honestly didn't even know there was a problem. I mean,
no,
he played last week.
Yeah, no, but he's not as involved, is what I mean. I mean, he was number 2 with the Chargers for years, or like a pseudo number 1, because he was a different type of receiver than Keenan Allen. But he seems like barely involved in the offense, and maybe it's because of the interceptions that were thrown towards him that maybe he turned the wrong way, and when he slipped, maybe Aaron's holding it against him. But he hasn't really been a big part of the game plan since he's been on the field since the beginning. So got to wonder what's going on.
And then most of the times they target him, he fucks up.
Yeah, so I don't know if it's him not knowing where he's supposed to be. That could be it. And that's one of Aaron's biggest pet peeves is the receivers not knowing their assignments, where they're supposed to be, because it's a lot of like timing. And they got to be at the right spot at the right.
Connor, New York Flight Jets Talk. What's up, man? How you doing tonight? He says Williams should have an uptick in snaps tomorrow since Lazard is out. Yeah, that's true, but that also sucks because of my whole Lazard thing. I know he has 10 games. He should get it without a problem. But I want Williams to get more snap. I'd rather have Lazard out there.
I know you love him, but even the catches he does make seems like he's bobbling them. and he just hits the ground and it settles in him. That man never catches a football. He like absorbs a football and fumbles it and is on the ground. That's not okay. Like, it's catch the damn ball. It's even when he catches touchdowns and first downs.
The whole fucking team has that problem.
Well,
I mean, how about
really
Garrett?
bad.
How about Garrett letting it hit him in the chest instead of catching it with his hands and it popping into the fucking Steelers' hands?
Hey, why don't you tell Infrared that? Because he like screamed at Leany telling us that she never played football. That wasn't Garrett's fault. Like,
that wasn't. Oh no, yeah. Infrared, sorry, man. That was all Garrett's fault. Like that ball couldn't have been thrown better.
Yeah.
That and if you are an elite receiver as you think you are, Garrett Wilson, you catch that ball. Devontae catches that ball. Any other wide receiver in the game, Tyreek Hill, Waddle, like all these guys catch that ball. Like, I'm sorry, it is what it is. Like, it's ridiculous. Infrared, speaking of, says Corley is better than Gibson and Brownlee, and they are both better than Mike Williams. How could you even say that? Like, I mean, look, I like Brownlee. Gibson, I haven't seen enough of this year. I haven't seen Brownlee, and nobody's seen Corley. You know, I mean, you could say that in the I like to see Corley more than I'd like to see Gibson and Brownlee, who I'd like to see more than Mike Williams. Okay.
Gibson should be on the team.
Yeah, I don't know.
He had one good punt return in game 1 last year. What was he done? He's nah.
Alan going at Connor. You're 13. I'd run fast. Yeah, Connor, man.
End up like this.
Yeah. No. Look, we were all Jets fans at 13. And we could have run, and we didn't. So, you know, let's hope that Connor has the loyalty and the character like we have. Stick with the team. All right, guys, it is now time once again before we get to our intermission report. Please, if you are headed in here, hit those thumbs up buttons. It helps more people see that we are live, more people see that the channel is going, and more people can flow in. Because I would also like to try to, I don't know what's going on tonight, guys, but it's the end of the month. Super chats, please. They really help out. And if up tonight and Tuesday night, if we can get a collected 10 gifted memberships, I'll match that. And both shows combined. So, I mean, if you get 5 in tonight and then 5 in Tuesday night, awesome. Perfect. But guys, yeah, please help out with that. I always try to make a run here at the end of the month. You guys know that. But yeah, it's time. Murdoch, we are about to go to the intermission report. Mike and Maddie's top 5. So ladies and gentlemen, as we head in, Mike and Maddie's top 5, for those of you who are new, what me and Maddie do usually when Maddie is here, we're going to do it with Murdoch tonight. It's Mike and Murdoch's top 5 tonight. We want you guys in the comments section to start putting in your a top 5 of something. And we want it to be generic. We want it to be something that not only Murdoch can easily rattle off, something I can easily rattle off, but also everyone in the chat can get along, and in the comments, they can write in their top 5s. And that's how we do it. It's kind of like an improv thing. You guys give us the top 5. We come up with them, and we also read some of yours in the comments. But all that comes in the intermission report. So let's get into that. Give me 1 second. And let's get into the intermission report.
Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat.
Delicious things to eat.
The popcorn can't be beat.
I'm gonna get my pad out. I always have all these little like notepads around, and and the funny thing is, if anybody ever finds these notepads, they're gonna look at it and like be like, "What the fuck is this guy like? What is he even talking about?" Like, there'll be some pages. Murdoch. There'll be some pages that it's like very consistent, like really obvious that I was like the Jets wide receiver draft, and it's like tons of information and all that stuff, and it's like, oh, he looks sane. And then you go to other things, and it's just random nonsense. I'm trying to. This exact intermission report, what I'm talking about, with
Mike and Maddie's top 5.
is what I'm talking about. It's always crazy nonsense. All right, I got to get over into the comments section and see if we're getting anything. Otherwise, I'll just pick something, folks, or Murdog will pick something. Top Valerie. Oh, that's not bad. Valerie comes in with top 5 sports announcers. Although I don't even know if I could name them all. I could probably get a list of 5, but it'd be the 5 that I could think of. You know what I'm saying? Connor, let's do announcers. Look, buddy. Okay, you know what? I could. Some are coming to mind, and I don't want to forget them.
Does it have to be in order or just 5?
We usually try to put it in an order. We'll go 5 to 1.
Okay. I know who's not on it.
Hold on. Oh, well, yeah, I can name a bunch of people who are. A list of top 5 worst or the ones we hate the most would be. I feel like would be a good one.
I hope this one person is not on your list.
All right. You know what? She's a channel member. Last week she definitely sent in a $5 super chat. So, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to do top 5 sports announcers. Obviously, in any sport is fine. So I'm going to start writing mine down. Oh, okay. Well, hold on 1 second. Yes, Clancy. Yeah.
Is this currently or all time?
No, all time. All time. I got 3. I got 4. Ooh. I don't know if I can come up with more. I'm trying to, because the problem is that I'm just trying to, because obviously I don't know for you, Murdog, but there's very few sports announcers today that I like. And the 1 or 2 that I like from today have been around a long time. You know what I'm saying? So it's, oh, okay. That's not bad. Although I disagree with one of them. All right, let's bring it up. Connor came in with his first one. Let's nail this. Here's mine. Number 5, Vin Scully. Number 4, Jim Nance. Number 3, Joe Buck. Number 2, Kenny Albert. And number 1, Al Michaels. Yeah, I don't have much of a problem with that list. As a matter of fact, I have one of those on mine. The only one I would disagree with you on that is Joe Buck. Not a big fan of Joe Buck. And it might be because he's always with like Tony Romo or someone else that I also don't like. But, it is what it is. All right. Do you have how many do you got?
I got 4. And some of them have caveats. I'm looking at this one's list. I kind of agree, but I don't know if I want to put them on.
Lane coming in with a bunch. Thank you, Lane. All right, I am ready when you are. I'm gonna go with this list, and it's like I said, it's like the first 5. Like when I think of sports, that come to mind for me. So tell me when you got your 5, and we will start.
I do have 5, but they're not like they're not let's say contemporary. That's probably the wrong word. Conventional is the word I'm looking for.
Adirondack Fly Guy channel member. Thank you so much for being a channel member. Marv Albert, Phil Rizzuto, Harry Carey, Bob W., our Jets announcer, Vin Scully. Are you ready? If you're ready, we can go.
Okay. All right, yeah, but you want them in order.
I would like them in order.
You want all five? All five, right? Or just like start at number 5?
Give me your number 5.
Okay. I'm going to go Joe Buck in baseball. Maybe not football.
Okay. I like that.
I remember when I actually started liking him for baseball, when Jim Leyritz hit that game-tying home run against the Braves at Fulton County Stadium in '96. And because I'll never forget the call. It's back at the track at the wall. We are tied. And I loved it. It was a good cadence, and he was on point with the flight of the ball. So I like him in baseball.
All right, I got one honorable mention, which I will mention before my number 5. My number now, this one, guys, this one is going to throw you off. Well, we did say any kind of Murdoch, you're going to know this one. Bobby the Brain Heenan. He had some of the best comebacks, one-liners to Gorilla Monsoon that I ever heard in my life. My favorite duo is Gorilla Monsoon and Jesse Ventura, but my favorite wrestling announcer in the booth of all time, he used to say the most inappropriate shit. Bobby the Brain Heenan is my honorable mention.
He was probably the first heel announcer.
No, Ventura.
Well, he was before Ventura, no?
No, he was no.
Bobby Heenan was in at least the early 80s.
No, but Bobby Heenan replaced Jesse Ventura. The first few WrestleManias, it was always Gorilla Monsoon and Jesse Ventura, and Jesse Ventura was always against Hogan, against the good guys, you know.
Okay,
no, Heenan was too, but Heenan would get like.
Okay,
Heenan would just get extremely inappropriate. Like Heenan was racist, like outwardly racist, right in the booth, and even as a kid, like it cracked me up. But my number 5 is Al Michaels, and Connor came in and said, you know, Al Michaels, but I forget what he said. Somebody mentioned the Miracle on Ice. Yeah, Al Michaels. Not only is he a voice that I've heard my entire life in the booth, but he also has some very famous and spectacular calls. So Al Michaels. I'm now once again, is he getting a little older? Is he having a little bit more trouble keeping up in the booth? Yes, I can admit that. But Al Michaels is my number 5.
Okay. Well, all right.
You're number 4.
I'll take Al Michaels off my list because he was on here.
Don't take people off.
Yeah, let's just give you different ones because I had Al Michaels on the list because he was just like a staple, you know, of Monday Night Football. He had a calm, soothing voice. He had a good announcing voice.
Alan, I would say I like post Bell's palsy Jim Ross. I think I added a little bit more to the you know, it's this was going to be a slobber knocker. It added to like the way he talked. So I like post Bell's palsy Jim Ross. Ladies and gentlemen, we got a super chat in the house. You get the Jets chant. Jets. Thank you so much, Connor. I do appreciate it. Starting it off good. Let's guys, super chats, get them in there. Channel memberships. If you gift us 10 channel memberships, I will match that. So let's see what we can pull off tonight, folks. It's the end of the month. Let's move it. But of course, guys, before all that, just hit the thumbs up. That's free, and that helps us out tons. New York Jets flight talk. Obviously, that is Connor himself with $2 comes in and says, I want Sam Rosen in there as well. Your list now, Connor, is like 10 long. I've seen what you've been putting in. You put in your 5, and then all of a sudden it was like, oh, we'll put this guy in or put that guy in or whatever. But yeah, no, Sam Rosen, he wanted to make sure that everybody knew what he was doing there. Ricky NY comes in and says, Mr. Perfect died in a hotel room here, maybe 10 minutes away from my area. He also mentioned that Bobby the Brain Heenan lived near him, but he's in Florida, and that whole area, that especially Central Florida, like, you know, from the Panhandle about, you know, almost to Miami. I mean, the Tampa area. I mean, that's where Hogan's Beach Shop and Hogan's restaurant, Hogan's Hangout is. That's WWE and Scientology.
I was there about 6 weeks ago.
Oh, really? I was there a couple years ago. I went specifically, my family, we were all going to Disney, and my family went down a couple days before me to visit my wife's grandmother in whatever town she lived in. And then I drove down to Florida without stopping, just straight from Connecticut to Florida, and went right into Clearwater and immediately hit up Hogan's Beach Shop and Hogan's Hangout. And by the way, the mozzarella sticks at Hogan's Hangout are fucking amazing.
I can send you a picture of, like, they gave us so much food. I was surprised of how much food was on. I don't even think I ate half of it. It was a lot.
Who do you got? Yes, the mozzarella sticks were outstanding. Who do you got at number 4?
I'm gonna go Jim Nance.
All right.
Dual. He does, the college basketball Final Four and all the golf tournaments.
I don't watch enough golf. The funny thing with golf for me is that my grandfather, like literally growing up, you go into the living room, he was watching one of two things: golf or the Yankees. Like that was it. And I don't know how golf and the Yankees ran 24 hours a day, but somehow he figured out a way to have it running 24 hours in his house. And I just never really fully got into golf, but there were times where I would sit there and the leaderboard would come up and I'd pick someone like right in the middle of the pack on the first, how there's a bunch of boards, but that first, like, let's say 10 or 15, I'd pick someone right in the middle of the pack and root for them. And then I could get into golf. That's how I would get into the game. Because, and then eventually, you start rooting for somebody, whatever. My number 4, I've only heard him call a couple games, but he's famous for something way more in the announce booth. Number 4 is Bob Uecker.
See, that's a good one. There's so many that I'm just not thinking of.
No,
that's a complete list, and then I could check them off. I could probably come up with a better list.
It happens every time. Every time me and Maddie do this, we always have to tell people, like, this list could change in a week because we were given literally like 5 minutes to write a list off of someone, But I think that's what makes it fun. It's like, get as quick as you can. Let's see how quick you can come up with these things.
Yeah, I'll give you one because you said Bob Uecker reminded me of somebody else. That's Hawk Harrelson. She gone. The guy from the White Sox.
Okay. And I'm also
here.
Who was the Harry Callis? Is it Harry Callis? He was the Phillies broadcaster. He was also really good. So shout out to him. But yeah, Bob Uecker's my number 4. Obviously, just a bit outside. But okay, you're number 3.
I'm gonna go Mike Breen. NBA. I like Mike Breen.
I have one person on here. I haven't watched basketball since I watched the Knicks last season because Maddie got me back into the team. But I watched basketball all throughout the 80s and the 90s, and then right around 2000, I just wasn't into it anymore. And I haven't watched since. But I do have someone in here, basketball, and it's just their voice. Just every time I think of like the Knicks and the Bulls, and I also watched the Magic and that time. What?
Spoiler alert! That's my number 1.
Oh, well, let's see. Is it the same? Probably the same guy.
It's definitely the same guy.
All right, my number 3 is once again, this is someone I just remember growing up hearing, and I just loved his shit. And god damn, if he doesn't have the most popular video game in the world, John Madden.
That's my number 2.
That's okay. It happens. No, it happens. This is how this game goes.
Well, it's not. Yeah, it's not like this is like a fantasy football draft where we can't pick the same people.
Exactly.
Yeah, because it's blind, right? We're playing blind. So, okay, yeah.
Your number 2
was Madden.
Okay. So my number 2 is your number 1. You think?
Yeah,
my number 2 is No. I have a different number 1. My number 2 is Marv Albert.
He's my number 1.
Yeah, his voice just when you hear that voice with dun, 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 I mean,
his son's very good too, Kenny Albert, but
yeah,
it's just a little more time.
But they also have very similar voices.
Very similar. And mannerisms, like the dialect, cadence, they're very, very similar. But Marv Albert like defined my childhood. You know what I mean? So call it sentimentality, but he was also just great. And because he's a Knicks guy, and then they pluck him from the Knicks and they make him the national guy. Same thing what they do with Mike Green.
All right. Well, let's make it official, even though you already said it. What is your number one?
Marv Albert.
Yep. And like I said, I wish I gotta start getting like those drops on my soundboard. Just the random like drops of like dun 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 dun, because I doubt that I'd get hit with anything with that, or like get the NF dun 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 dun.
I might have to come up with a John Madden character. Boom.
All right. Well, my number one, I'm shocked, was nowhere near your list. But for me, it's any time I turned on the Yankees to listen to them as a kid up until today, John Sterling.
I don't know.
I know there's people who love him and people who hate him. I love his voice.
I hate his home run calls.
I love those.
I don't like him at all.
Like a good Glaber Torres is there.
He can do better.
When I heard that one, I was like he's still got it. He's still got it.
It's Giancarlo. No se posto Paulo. Like oh God.
Dude, they're funny as shit.
No,
I love those.
But yeah, it's like somebody should have pulled him aside and said, "What are you doing? Just call the game. Come on, dude."
No, that's what makes it. Come on, I love all those stupid things. Like I always, and when a new guy gets on the team, I'm like, well, okay, what is he gonna say? What is he? Yeah, what is it? What ridiculous shit is he gonna come and say? But yeah, so ladies and gentlemen who are in here still, thank you so much. I appreciate it. If that was your first Mike and Maddie or Mike and Murdog's top 5 this week, I hope you enjoyed, and we do them every Saturday night in our 2-hour block, 9 to 11. And they're always, like I said, very improv, and you never know what you're going to get. So we got top 5 sports announcers. Maybe on Tuesday night, I'll make Maddie give me his. But the problem is unlike me and Murdog, he could watch this replay and know what the top 5 is. So by Tuesday, he'll have plenty of time to come up with a real solid list, which we unfortunately don't get to do. But that's it, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get out of this intermission report.
Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat.
Delicious things to eat.
The popcorn can't be beat.
Hey, Mike, I had a couple honorable mentions I wanted to get to, and a comment about the chat.
Yeah, that's no problem. Give it to me. Yeah, man, whatever you want.
First of all right, so I'm seeing comments about Vin Scully. All right, so when I was a kid, my dad told me a story about Vin Scully. Was when the Yankees and the Dodgers were in the World Series, Vince Scully was calling the game on TV, and when the Yankees won, he was very homerish in the call. Like anytime the Dodgers did something, he was like enthusiastic, and when the Yankees did something, it was bland and mundane. And when the final out, he was like, "And the Yankees win the World Series." Like he was heartbroken. But you're the national broadcaster for the game. You got to be more professional about that. So his bias definitely rubbed my dad the wrong way. So he told me that story when I was a kid. So
Speaking of that, I've got to bring up a guy who I think is extremely professional, and I love hearing him call games. He just doesn't call enough of them to make a list like this. And he's somewhat young, but he's so professional, and that's Rich Eisen. Did you hear him call the Jets Vikings game? That dude is a diehard Jets fan, and he called that game just so professionally that I don't think anyone would have known if they didn't that he's a diehard Jets fan.
I wasn't even paying attention to all that, but wow. I do like him though, so I could see him being good. I like
You
him
got any
doing
more
the.
honorable mentions?
Yeah. So one you'll probably appreciate. One honorable mention is Andres Cantor. He's
Okay.
the soccer guy that goes go, 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 go. That guy. I think that's great. Number 2 is Russ Bray. He's the British guy that does the dart tournaments. 180. He sounds like it's like Jason Statham.
I don't think I've watched enough British darts
Man,
to.
I love darts. No, that guy's awesome. He's got like this hooligan voice. It's very cool. And one of the most underrated wrestling announcers that I just loved was Joey Styles, ECW.
Oh yeah,
I love Joey Styles. Yeah.
Yeah.
He was like, he brought energy to it where it was just, I don't know. I enjoyed his calls.
Hold on. If you like that goal guy, then how could you not like John Sterling? The Yankees win.
I don't
like
mind that part of Sterling. No, that part's cool. Like, I don't dislike John Sterling, but it was the corniness that he forced into a lot of stuff that he didn't have to. I was just like,
Infrared comes in and says Rich Eisen is the best. I don't watch nor listen to anything else anymore. Yeah, I always try to catch his show. I watched him and people were in the comments were complaining, but I just watched him interview Ted McGinley. Do you know who that is?
The actor from Married with Children?
Yes, he played Jefferson Darcy.
Jefferson Darcy, yeah.
Yep, and he also was on Happy Days. He was on Love Boat. He was on a bunch of shows. And I watched him for a half hour interview this guy, and I loved it. I like Rich Eisen a lot.
Yeah, he's good.
All right, Murdoch, do you want to hang out while we take some calls?
Yeah.
All right. If it gets too choppy, I might have to. Like last week, I ended up having a problem because literally I put in the link and it blew up. But I don't think that's going to happen tonight. So I'm not too worried.
Yankee game sucks.
What is it? What is it now? Is it still 4-1 or is it worse?
4-1 bottom 7.
Fucking bullshit.
Yeah, we're not doing anything.
That just really takes a lot of fucking heat out of. All right, folks. Come in and make fun of us for being idiot Yankee fans and believing in the team. Come in, make fun of us for being idiot Jets fans and all that stuff. It is what it is. I want to know, guys, how confident are you guys in the Jets beating the Patriots tomorrow afternoon? Hit the like button on your way in. But here we go. You guys are starting to pile in. Let's start off with one of my favorites, Jake Klein. How you doing tonight, Jake?
Boy, New York just seems to not continue to disappoint all the way. It gets even better.
Oh, you know what? I didn't even barely start my drink tonight.
Let's see.
I'm off.
Aaron Judge, Aaron Boone, Aaron Rodgers. I guess the name Aaron just seems to not work in New York at this point. I guess across the board.
Yeah.
Am I missing any Aarons? I'd be missing another Aaron. Please let me know.
To be fair, Jake, I would love it if Aaron Rodgers was failing in New York the way that Aaron Boone and Aaron Judge are failing in New York. If you're considering that failing. Now, granted, they're failing maybe here in the players in the series, but overall, I would take that performance from Aaron Rodgers any day from what we've been getting.
Oh yeah, Aaron Boone should have been fired like 4 years ago, something like that. But Hal Steinbrenner's a pussy, thinks he's like his father who will buy players, and him and Cashman and Boone will have dinner at Mastro's, and they'll have a great off season, and we'll repeat the cycle again. This is just what the Yankees do. This is our new standard. Aaron fucking sucks. That is 100%. That's the smartest thing I've heard all night. That is 100% correct.
You know what's so funny is Infrared was like the most hopeful person, right? And now he's full Allen. He hates the world. He hates everybody. What
the fuck can you expect after? No, what do you expect after this performance from the Jets we've seen?
It's fucking 180. He's so upset.
It's just the truth, man. It's just this is Yankees in full swing mode of just failure. They're just failing in front of our eyes. And at this point now, I just want to watch Aaron Boone get embarrassed on television. And to Hal, I guess it's just like, thank you, sir. Can I have another? I mean, that's really all it looks like right now to me.
Well, I mean, are you any more confident in the Jets Patriots game?
No. I'll be at my friends tomorrow, and I'm just gonna say, please, can we just red zone it? Like, can we just red zone it? Like, I can't do this anymore. I can't.
Now hold on. What if you're red zoning it, and all of a sudden you're seeing a few Jets red zones?
I would be like,
will you then switch to the game?
Not switch to the game, just be like, wow, we actually made red zone. Usually, I think we used to make the red zone after like a botched snap, punt, or the coach probably got like a 15-yard penalty for like eating someone's hot dog, stuff like that. I thought that was mainly like what I thought we'd get on like red zone for. But to see us like in the red zone, I'm like, wait, stop. This is happening right now. So, I mean, I told you, my one friend knows like Hackett and Downing from his restaurant, and like he'll probably want to watch the whole game because he hates red zone. But at the same time, I'm just gonna be like, Jack, can we just not do this? Can we just not do this? Like, we have Packer fans, Eagle fans, Redskin fans watching with us tomorrow. Let's just make everybody happy and just keep red zone on. It's much better.
I just have a hard time watching red zone. I just for some reason it's like I like to be
Why?
like invested. I like to be invested in a game,
You're
as
like,
opposed to like.
Dude, you're like my friend Jack. It's like I just like what this is the greatest gift to mankind. I think red zone is keeping me like sane at this point. It allows you to see every bit of forget even just fantasy. It allows you to see everything that's going on. It's amazing. Without red zone, football would be beyond insufferable right now to watch with the way the Jets are going. It would be.
Yeah, but I mean that's just the Jets
TV thing right now with YouTube. It's like expensive. Who wants to pay that shit? I'm not.
It is. Look, I just like getting invested in a game, and even if it's not the Jets playing, I usually pick a game and I watch that game, and I just watch it from beginning to end, unless it becomes a complete blowout. Well, with the Jets, I'll keep being miserable and watching the Jets. But if it's another team or whatever, like let's say I'm watching the Giants, then I will, I'll turn it off if it becomes a blowout. But me and Murdoch were talking about this earlier, and Jake, I know I love how you're going to be so pessimistic. I love that. Here we go. What's our realistic path to the playoffs with this schedule? Like if you had to pick.
Are we still why are we still not flexed out of the Sunday night football game? Like why hasn't that happened yet? Shouldn't that have happened already? But no, I guess Roger Goodell's just wants a reason to go from Bronxville.
This is the
he
schedule
from Bronxville in New York. That's why he doesn't want to fly. He can just go from Bronxville because that's where he lives. Every game on this schedule, I mean, dude, I don't even know. It's like the Patriots tomorrow. Drake May's not bad. I mean, we'll probably
like the only one, Jake. The only one I said it earlier. The only one is. Well, it's either the Patriots or the Jaguars. I mean, like, let's be honest here. We could feasibly go with 4 wins this season. We could beat the Patriots. We'll beat the Jaguars. We could feasibly lose the rest of those.
We'll probably beat the Dolphins because Tuna Fish will probably literally be brain dead by next week. So, I mean, that's a possibility. So, so the 2 Dolphin games, they could still win. I feel like, I can't believe I'm saying this. I feel like the Seahawks, they're going to, like, win by, like, 17 points. I don't know why. I feel like Geno Smith's just going to get, like, hammered so bad and, like, can't finish the game. The Jaguars game, we'll probably lose that because that should be a game we should win and we won't. The Rams will find some way to beat us, even though that game is home in the freezing cold and they can't win in cold weather, but they'll find a way. The Bills, let's just not even waste our time with that. Yeah, I would probably say we're probably going to win 5 games. Probably like that. Maybe 5 games. Maybe 6 if we're kind of lucky.
But that includes the 2 that we already have, right?
Yes. I think we're gonna beat the Dolphins twice. I actually do. I actually think we're gonna beat the Dolphins twice. I do because I mean, I'll be honest with you. Like, I have no sympathy for Tua anymore. Like, he gets a fucking brain injury tomorrow. I'm literally gonna say, dude, this is your fault. This is completely your fault. You have no business playing anymore. You did a press conference, and he did a press conference literally and said, I want to know who my kids are. I'm like, well, you're doing the most irresponsible thing in the world, dude. So congratulations. So you get another brain injury. That's your problem. So I think it's going to happen at some point. I'm not going to feel sorry for him anymore. And the Dolphins are going to look as lost as they've had for the majority of the season. So I think they'll find a way to win those 2 games unless, Aaron Rodgers, who, by the way, dude, let's just face it, Aaron Rodgers is not healthy. He's not healthy at all. He's going to go into this game tomorrow, be crippling, running around, walking around, limping around. It's of course, we're too stupid to not just run the ball the whole game, and we'll probably run the ball like 9 times up the middle and probably get stopped on like every 2 yards. And then Brees Hall will have maybe 2 or 3 30-yard carries, and that'll be the end of the game. I think that'll be it. Oh, and Greg Zuerlein will miss a game, and Greg Zuerlein will miss a kick. He'll at least miss one kick tomorrow. That's a given.
Do you agree that what I was saying earlier in the show, where I'm for putting in Tyrod tomorrow and trying to get Aaron a little bit healthier for the Texans game?
I agree with that. I agree with that completely. Because only the Jets need more punishment with a second Thursday night game, which I've never seen in my entire whoever's had 2 Thursday night games before. Has that ever even happened?
We had 3 games in 10 days.
And Thursday night games.
No, I'm saying what other season outside of a Thanksgiving game, when did you have 2 Thursday night games? What team had 2 Thursday night games? I can't remember.
And those are the worst.
Just make the Thursday night games a Thursday night game. Unless you play on Thanksgiving, you get your Thursday night game. Everyone should just stick to 1 Thursday night game and be done with this. Honestly, I personally think the two Monday night game, 2 Monday night game situation is a better idea than the Thursday night games. I do. I think I'd rather just do that. Yeah.
Ohtani just got thrown out trying to steal second, and he's on the floor, and the trainers are coming out. He's grabbing his hand.
Oh, Jesus, you're right.
Oh no!
Oh, yeah,
not that I mean, obviously, I am not for someone getting injured, but it will help the Yankees.
Wow.
And we're back.
No, we're back. The Yankees are.
He can't even move his arm. That's. Dude, hold on. That's an elbow injury.
Elbow or hand?
It's an overextension injury. He overextended his elbow. That's an elbow dislocation. That's an elbow dislocation. Yeah.
Holy shit.
That is
sucks.
wow. That is horrendously bad for them. Wow. I feel bad. No, you know what? I don't want to watch that. That's just not. That sucks.
No, well, that's the thing. I was just saying, if the Yankees come back and win, now everybody goes, oh, well, that's because they didn't have Ohtani.
I don't give a.
And then it's like, fuck. But once again, I agree with that also, because the whole thing is Ohtani seems like a piece of shit. He threw his best friend under the bus for that fucking gambling shit. That's shitty.
He did do that.
Is his interpreter going to jail?
He absolutely did that.
Is he going to jail, or is he
I don't know yet.
I haven't heard anything about it since.
I don't know. I haven't. Wait, that happened. The news of that was the start of the season, correct? That came out the start of the season.
Yeah, or training camp, one of the two.
Yeah.
It was
spring training.
I mean, it doesn't really matter because the Yankees pitching has been a disgrace for 20-something years. So it doesn't really matter what we do. Aaron Judge is not hitting the ball anytime sooner. So
it's more the hitting than the pitching.
I think the pitching has been the biggest issue for forever. I mean, when's the last time we've had a dominant pitching staff? When?
Is Ohtani still on the field right now? Are they still
working on the field? He's walking off. He walked off. He had to hold his elbow like this. You could tell his elbow's completely screwed up.
Jeez, and I wonder how bad it is. How it would affect the rest of his career.
Oh, that's right, because he had the. Ooh, that's a good point. I didn't think about
that.
Is he a righty or lefty? I forgot.
Is his left arm he was holding?
He pitches lefty or righty?
Well, he's a lefty batter. Isn't he?
So he's a lefty.
He hasn't been pitching.
Oh,
that's Clancy. Clancy will probably know the answer.
Wow, that's a lefty. That is fucking bad. Wow, I didn't think about that. Well, I mean,
Are you
It
guys?
depends.
Are you guys in
it
the
depends if
comments?
there's no like. It
seeing
depends
this?
if there's no ligament damage. That's the only difference, but there's probably going to be.
Clancy feels bad for Jake.
Oh, you got some. You got some. Yeah, I saw that.
It is. It has been bad for 20 years. I'm right. Actually, I'm very right. Because who's our best pitchers have been in the last 20 years? Like CC Sabathia, Garrett Cole, Mariano Rivera. Like it's like what has been our better pitchers? AJ Burnett, Carl Pavano.
Am I wrong?
What has been good
Wait,
beyond that in the last
Connor,
20 years?
hold on. Connor came in and said he's a righty. Clancy says he's a right-handed pitcher. They're both saying pitcher, but doesn't he bat left?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm not crazy. All right. All right. Well, all right. Guys, thank you so much for being in here. Keep hitting the thumbs up as you come in and out. I 100% appreciate that. That really does help out with the YouTube algorithms. And I'll say this every 30 minutes or so, 15 minutes or so, because more people pop in and out. And the biggest thing you could do, even if you pop in for 5 minutes, is just hit the like button, show your support for the show. But Jake, anything else? I got a couple people waiting in the green room. Otherwise, we'll see you on Tuesday night.
Good night, guys.
All right. That was awesome. Jake is always one of my favorite callers, man. And you're right. He does have, sometimes his negativity does rival that of Alan. Well, it is what it is. But ladies and gentlemen, we're going to bring in our Minnesota Vikings correspondent, a guy whose team is starting to take a nosedive. Let's bring him in. Sean Neutron, how you doing tonight?
What's up, Mike? What's up, Murdoch?
Shawnee, what's going on?
Also, for the record, I did bat lefty and throw righty, so they do exist.
No.
Which one you threw what?
Righty.
Threw righty and batted lefty.
I feel like that'd be so weird to do.
I didn't have any choice.
What do you mean? You don't have a dominant hand?
I guess no, I don't know, because I write righty, I throw righty, and I bat lefty. I swing golf club lefty.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Like
in baseball and golf, I would be a lefty. I'm a lefty, but like in hockey, I think I would be right-handed.
And I'd hold the guitar. Like if I played a guitar, I'd hold it this way instead of that way, like a weirdo.
Yeah, that's really strange because honestly, like I would like when I was playing baseball, I was a right-handed thrower, right-handed batter, but when I'd go into cages and stuff, I'd go to the left sometimes and see what I could do, and I could hit the ball, but it was never anything like if I was batting righty. It just didn't feel the same at all to me.
When I first started golfing for the first week when I was 7 years old, I thought I had to be a righty or something, even though I played baseball lefty. So I was like, why can't I get any power? Why can't I connect with the ball like these other kids can? Then I got a lefty set of clubs, and I was like, oh, that explains it all.
Wow. Yeah, because I would hold my stick. I'd be a righty shooter. I mean, when I drive, if I ever go to a driving range or I go to miniature golf, it's always a right-handed, everything right for me. And like I said, I could do it lefty, but it just feels so awkward. I mean, I guess that's how it would feel for you doing it,
righty.
Yeah.
Or, more power to the people who are switch hitters. I mean, that's crazy impressive.
Yeah, I agree with that. Sean, what the hell's going on with the Vikings, buddy?
All right, let's see here. So the Lions I think the Lions are the best team in the NFL right now. We had chances for sure. And then I think what it came down to, our secondary is very vulnerable. They made a good point after our first 15 plays that we run. Anything that's unscripted after that's a little shaky in terms of our rankings. I think I saw us ranking in like the 20s in our offensive ranks after the first 15 plays, some as low as 27. But defensively, if we aren't blitzing, our secondary is incredibly vulnerable, even though they've had good moments at times. We do have, interceptions and stuff, so we're forcing those turnovers. But like I said, the Lions are a tough team, and I was hoping to win that game. But at the very end, they had that 2-point conversion, And what they should have done is they should have just lobbed it up to Justin Jefferson. That's why you have him. That's why you pay him the money. He's if anyone can get it in the league, it's him one-on-one. And they decided to throw it across the middle where everyone was converged. So I thought that was that led to that loss, because then the field goal beat them instead of tying them. And coming off that game, they said any team that plays the Lions, whether it's a short week or a long week, is 0-5. And we had a short week, and we had to travel across the country. We looked competitive early. We had the lead, and then it was tied 14-14 and a half. But, we let the Rams, our secondary, once again, every single pass that they completed after like third down or long passes, they had like a 5-yard halo in any direction. So we just weren't even anywhere near in their universe. We were letting them get whatever they wanted. And that was very frustrating. And obviously at the very end, they had that face mask, which everyone can agree that was a load of horse crap.
Dude, I don't know if you heard me earlier, but that was literally one of the most egregious, like obvious penalty. Like, I mean, he could have broke his fucking neck. And
that looked
the referee
so nasty.
like, the worst part is that the angle from the back of the end zone shows that the goddamn official is right.
There's two refs
there.
who could have seen it. Two refs could have seen it. They missed it. And here's my thing. They say, it's not reviewable, blah, blah, blah. What if that happens in the Super Bowl? It's not reviewable. So you're going to take a potential 1-possession game and turn it into a 2-possession game and get the ball for the other team. So they're going to have to make some sort of rule change at some point about, like, I don't think they ever encountered a situation like that before.
Yeah, but here's where I was thinking about it. They said it's not reviewable, but you're supposed to be able to review all scoring plays, right? The safety is a scoring play.
That's true.
Why couldn't they review it on a technical?
That's a really good point.
Once they realized they fucked up.
Alan comes in like it's the mid-90s and says, "Rest in peace, River Phoenix." Yeah. So random. Yeah, that's like being like, "Rest in peace, Carol O'Connor. Rest in peace, Jerry Garcia." Like these people have been dead for decades. Yeah.
Pour a little out for home.
Learn how to ride a horse, asshole.
We got a statute of limitations.
Oh, Sean. Do you pay? How do you watch the Vikings? Do you pay to like get Sunday ticket?
I used to always have Sunday ticket and pay for it and everything, but like these days I just catch it if they're on national television, and then I'll watch Red Zone for the most part when possible. And honestly, a lot of time working in retail, I work on Sundays, so I don't really get to catch everything. I'll follow, if I get desperate, I'll follow the game cast on ESPN. So maybe that makes me a bad fan, but
no, it's understandable. I mean, the thing is that it's so fucking expensive that it's completely. I completely get it.
Yeah, for years, my family years ago had the direct TV.
Every single league, in my opinion, should offer some sort of package where you could pay and watch whatever one team, whatever you want to watch,
at your leisure,
all their games. Yeah.
The NBA League Pass does that. You can buy one team for the League Pass and pay. At the time, you pay $89, and then if you want to watch all the teams, you pay like I think $200 or whatever it was. So it's they do need to find a way to be games on demand. I don't know. That would be pretty cool.
Real quick, Alan says Midnight Mike spelt wrong. Is so behind our chat, Clancy. I'm not. I'm clearly right up with the chat. But let me go. Okay, so you guys mentioned the Viper Room, so I'm assuming that's where the River Phoenix thing comes in. But still. All right, so Sean, from an outsider looking in, Jets Patriots. Yeah. Who do you got?
I got the Jets. They have to win this. If they don't win this, you might as well just hang it up the rest of the season. Like Jake said, I mean, Drake May is a solid quarterback. Doesn't have a lot to work with. I got a few decent receivers. Gibson shows up here and there. You got Ramondre Stevenson, but I'm not really too familiar with their line. I don't really hear too much about their offensive line being that great. And you just got to take advantage of that defense. The defense isn't anything special, obviously. So if you got Broad and Devontae Adams, you have Garrett Wilson, Breece Hall, like you guys say all the time, the team should be running the ball more. And they've shown when they make that the focus and then do the passing game off of that, they have more success. You got Braylon Allen and Breece Hall. I mean, run it down their throats, wear them down, and then make the big play to Devontae Adams, maybe Garrett Wilson, if him and Rodgers can find each other. But they still, for some reason, how many games in? 7 games in, they don't have any chemistry. So yeah, they have to win the game tomorrow. So I'll say my prediction will be Jets 24, Patriots 14.
All right. I mean, I'll take it. I'll take any win at this point. I mean, to be honest, it's been such a miserable season.
I saw you guys looking at the schedule, and there is a good chance they finish with well under 500. Unfortunately.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's at the beginning of the season. I didn't even question this, and now you look at it at 2-5 with a completely different pair of glasses. So yeah, tell me, you got the bottom half there. Texans. I mean, let's say they beat the Patriots. You got Texans, Cardinals, Colts, Seahawks, Dolphins, Jacksonville, Rams, Buffalo, Miami.
I mean, I think they lose to the Texans. I think honestly, the Cardinals, for some reason, Kyler Murray, I've just never been sold on him. I don't think he's the answer by any means. Yet they pay him all that money. They're going to beat the Cardinals. Colts, they could beat the Colts. Richardson's still not, maybe he's not 100% or what it is, but he hasn't been looking his best. Seattle, is Seattle that at home or away?
That's a home
game.
Yeah, Seattle. Yeah, I mean, I think Kenneth Walker. I mean, I don't know, DK Metcalf's hurt right now, but I wonder if he should be better by then. Kenneth Walker's looking really good, so I got a loss there. Dolphins, is that the Dolphins? Yeah, I need, like Jake said earlier about Tua. He's making. There's hard to have sympathy for it. You don't want to see it happen, but I just think even before he got hurt, they weren't great at all. So I think they could beat the Dolphins. Jaguars, they'll beat the Jaguars. Rams, they'll lose the Rams even at home. The Rams are Matt Stafford. He's got those weapons back now. Kyron Williams, and then the Bills, they'll lose to the Bills, and then again they'll beat the Dolphins a second time.
I mean, how crazy would it be if the Jets ended their season at like, I don't know, 4, 5, 6 wins, yet they beat the Pats twice and they beat the Dolphins twice, and they're 4-2 in their division. Like,
that would be brutal.
Only the fucking Jets, right? This is why I hate the New York Jets. I will always repeat that, because they could feasibly go 4-2 in their division, yet still only have like 6 wins on the year. Like, god damn, that's embarrassing.
But as a Vikings fan, I'm looking forward to our break right now until, we play the Colts on November 3rd. Can you guys tell me, why does the NFL not schedule the bye week for these teams before they have a Thursday night game? Why do they always have to have short weeks for these games?
That would make so much more sense.
It doesn't add up. Like, there's no reason for it.
I just wish they'd get rid of the Thursday night game. I hate it.
It's weird, because then you're like, it seems so early, and then you're like, okay, and then I have to check my fantasy lineup on a Thursday, and then you get to Sunday, and you're like, okay, then you have to wait for Sunday, and then you think you had a hot start, and then your team, whatever. But yeah, I'm not crazy about. I've never been crazy about the Thursday night games. The only thing I hate more than them is the England or international games.
I hate those too. But I want to touch on something that you said, and that also Jake brought up. And I completely agree with it. If Tua gets hurt again, like how do you feel bad for him? It's like everyone told him not to come back after this one, but even the concussion he had before this one, people were questioning him and being like, he should not be returning. Like he's risking serious injury, mental, whatever that goes along with the CTE and all that stuff. And it's like you can't I don't wish injury on anyone. But I can't feel bad for a guy who just keeps doing the same thing over and over again against doctors' wishes, friends, family, fans, everybody's wishes. Is like, dude, just hang it up. You just got paid. You're going to get a lot of that money. Just enjoy life with your family. Go into coaching. Go into broadcasting if you want to stay in the game. Something like that.
What's the best case scenario? What if they said, oh, we're going to guarantee you win a Super Bowl at some point, but also you're going to have like life-altering CTE, like really bad, or even worse. Who knows how much worse it could get? But I mean, would a Super Bowl even be worth that? No,
not when it comes to spending the rest. He's a young guy. You know, you're spending the rest of your life watching your kids grow up and, you know, watching them, you know, graduate high school, get married, go to college, all this stuff is way more worth it than, you know, and they're not going to win a Super Bowl. So
and he was so defiant in the press conference. Like he felt like a politician didn't have any answers. And he's just like, yeah, I'm just going to, you know, I'm going to do it. You know, like, you know, you're a big boy, but this is really not the time. I don't know. And all people are doing is expressing concern for him. No one's saying you're a terrible quarterback, or no one's saying, you know, criticizing him in that regard. It's like, hey man, we literally want you to have the best possible life for you and your family. You know, you don't have to worry about the money part. The money part's going to be guaranteed. I think about 167 million out of the 200 something million. But yeah, it was just a weird press conference.
While we're on the subject of guaranteed money, how much money is Shohei Ohtani guaranteed?
Ooh, that's a good question. Was it 7?
Dude, it's gonna put if something happens and he can't play or whatever, if this fucks him up that bad, the Dodgers are gonna be paying him off like forever and not getting anything. I mean, that's gonna be a disaster.
What was it, like 10 years, 700 million or something?
Oh my god, I can't even imagine that type of money.
7 years?
700 million for 10 years.
Oh, 10 years. Oh, yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah. I always thought too, even healthy, I thought at some point within the next year or two, they'd say, hey, we're just going to not have you be a pitcher anymore because that's going to be too much wear and tear. You know, we want to save all that energy for hitting because, you know, what he goes back to pitching next year and all of a sudden, you know, you see that a huge drop off in his hitting. But now with the elbow injury, you know, unfortunate, I guess he's a righty pitcher. But either way, I mean, it could affect his hitting for sure, regardless. You know, I think that I can't see how they'd be like, you know, we really want you to pitch next year for sure. I think they just want to focus on getting him back healthy as a hitter.
A side note, all baseball contracts are guaranteed fully. All
wow.
contracts.
That's fucking
you could have you could have insurance on the contracts, you know, for injury, like a Mike Trout, how he's been out for a couple of years. But the players, once they sign that contract, the players get every penny.
Did you see Jalen Suggs in the NBA recently? He goes, he's looking for a $30 million contract a year. And I'm like, yeah, I too am looking for $30 million a year. Like, you don't just get to say you want something and it magically appears.
Yeah, these players are grossly overpaid, a lot of them.
Oh, NBA especially. You know, see how many guys, or Joel Embiid already sat out the first game of the season? Like, bro, you guys don't even want to play games?
No, that fucking Embiid is a fucking, he's a sissy marriage drama queen. Like,
never been out of the first round. I'm done with that guy. I'm glad I'm not a Philadelphia fan at all. Oh my goodness.
Oh, absolutely.
Mike, just to break down the salary we were talking about before I pulled it up. For the next 10 years, Shohei Ohtani is getting $2 million a year.
Oh yeah, it's backloaded.
$2 million a year for the next 10 years. That's how, because Shawnee, I was saying how the Dodgers got another superstar.
Yep.
Like how many superstars can you have on one roster and fit them in money wise? But
then, so are they going to be paying him like how the Mets pay Bobby Bonilla? Like after he's retired, they're just going to they're going to be paying him forever.
I think one of the years he's going to get like 60 million or some crazy number. It keeps going up to.
It's a Bobby Bonilla deal, but backloaded. Like Bobby Bonilla was getting like what 1.7 million or something.
Yeah, for like 20 extra years.
Yeah, so from 2024 to 2033, it's $2 million a year, and then from 2034 to 2043, he's getting $68 million a year. He'll be getting $68 million a year while he's retired. Well retired.
But how are you going to live on $2 million in Los Angeles, man?
For all the gambling money he won.
He's got all of that. All right, Sean, we're coming up on the end. Still got one more caller ready in the green room. Thank you for calling. Hopefully we'll see you Tuesday night, but I hope it's a good weekend for you. I hope you enjoy the weekend of NFL football, and thank you for picking the Jets.
Thanks, Mike. Thanks, Murdoch. Good to see you guys.
You too, brother.
Have a good one.
Yankees
all right, Murdoch, we got what?
Yankees got something cooking.
What do we got?
Soto hit one off the wall. Judge struck out again, and then Stanton just hit one off the third base bag. It bounced up in the air, and Soto scored.
So now it's 4-2.
4-2. Tying runs up at the plate. Wow, that hit the bag and bounced 30 feet in the air.
I'm telling you right now, the first thing I'm doing when I get off of this show is going and watching that Ohtani slide into, or what was he doing? Sliding a head first into second?
No, feet first. But he had his arm like straight down.
Oh,
No,
God.
it didn't like bend or nothing like that. It was not like a bone popped out the back. You know, it wasn't one of those. It was probably just something inside. I mean, I don't know. Maybe he did crack a bone. I don't know. But it's not like it was one of those injuries that you could see like the fucking fibula sticking out.
Ricky, I wish I had your fucking optimism, buddy. Win this weekend and breathe some life back into this team. They can turn it around. Just won't be easy. Won't be easy is the understatement of the century. You're playing it fast and loose with it won't be easy. It will be almost impossible is what we're dealing with here. All right, let's bring him in, ladies and gentlemen. It is time, of course. It's the Lane Train. How you doing, Lane?
Choo-choo.
Hello, Midnight Mike. Hello, Murdoch.
Hello, Lane.
Yeah, I mean, I'm watching a game right now, and I saw the Otani play. Do you know if he's injured? Because he was bobbling off the second base.
Apparently, he's dislocated his shoulder or his elbow. Which one?
Well, I know it looked like his shoulder, but I thought he was safe. I'm surprised they didn't have him stay like safe, but they called him out. Like, I don't get it.
I didn't see the play. As soon as I get off of here, I promise I'm going to check that out.
Yeah, and anyway, so anyway, I mean, I think the Jets are gonna win on Sunday. I mean, they have to win tomorrow. As I'm watching the game. Yeah, I mean, so do you think that they'll win on Sunday and they'll win next Thursday?
I think they can win on Sunday. I think winning on Halloween night is going to be a tall task. I think almost impossible that they win that game, if you want me to be honest, because the Jets have not proven anything this year. They look like complete crap. They clearly don't. Yeah, they don't have the chemistry within the team. They have great players, but the chemistry just doesn't seem to be there. And the Houston Texans are just the better team so far producing this year.
Why do they have to play Thursday night football? I don't get it. Just play Monday and Sunday, because then I get mixed up. You know, what is that? Can you answer me that, Murdoch?
I get mixed up. I don't like Thursday night myself, Lane. I don't like it at all. I agree with you 100%.
Why do they have it? I mean, honestly.
Money. It's all about money. It's about...
Yeah, I know. I'm not arguing about it.
It's advertising. It's the NFL making money. That's all it is.
Real quick. Hold on. Clancy came in and said, Mike, Houston is not some juggernaut. I'm not saying they're a juggernaut, but they have proven that they have the chemistry and have played well this year. And the Jets have done the opposite. So, on paper, yeah, the Jets are a great team, but clearly on paper means absolutely nothing because we're 2-5 and we're playing for our life. So.
I can't believe the Mets fell short for Game 7. That's just disgusting. I'm sorry, but I thought they were going to go 7 games.
Well, I mean, I'm upset about them. No, I agree, Lane. The Mets had a great season. So
yeah, I'm surprised they got her that far.
Oh yeah, especially with how they played the first half. They had a great, absolutely great season.
They ran out of gas. The Mets just ran out of gas. I think that's why they couldn't finalize. I thought they were going to do it. And then I just, there goes the season. The Dodgers home runs. It's like, he just didn't have it.
Nope. And the Yankees are pulling the same kind of thing. Do they still, what's going on over in the game, Murdoch?
First and second, 1 out, top 9th.
Oh boy.
Go ahead, runs up. Rizzo's up. Rizzo bomb here, and we're winning. A double, and we tied the game.
Well, that would be nice.
Yeah, I hope we win tonight. But
you're a Mets fan.
I like the Mets, but I hope they win. I hope the Yankees win the World Series. I get a hat.
Oh,
but I don't know. I'm nervous right now.
Yeah.
Oh, God. He swung at that.
You're probably ahead of me.
All right. Well, Lane, hey, listen. Yeah, okay. Thank you so much for calling in. I appreciate it. As always, you're always welcome.
Have a nice rest of the weekend.
You too, Lane.
You too.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, the Lane Train. We always appreciate him swinging in, and it's awesome. It's awesome when all you guys call in. Murdog, end of another show, and I'll tell you what, a lot of surprises here in the World Series. But I'm gonna get off. I'm gonna go check out this Otani injury, and hopefully by the time I'm off this show, the Yankees have either tied or are winning the game. We'll see.
Yeah, I know it's torturous.
Yeah,
it's torturous. But as far as tomorrow, before we wrap up, I hear a lot. There's a lot of our fan base for the Jets that are just like feels like they're they're jumping ship, right? Or they're jumping off the ship, I should say. They're just frustrated, and I understand it. I've been frustrated for decades, but try to pinpoint the problems. So I don't know what you think personally, Mike, but my problems that I'm seeing in the Jets is penalties. We've had how many touchdowns called back, whether it's pre-snap, stupid penalties. I don't like the play calling. I think any third and short or fourth and short, Braylon Allen needs to get the ball. What else is it? We can't get off the field on third downs, and we're not making impact defensive plays. We're not getting interceptions. We're not forcing fumbles. We're just we keep letting them extend drives, whether it's through penalty or a 3rd and 8 conversion. That's the problem. Anthony Rizzo just got hit with a pitch, bases loaded. So those are the problems I think we got to clear up. And everyone's jumping down Aaron Rodgers' throat like, oh, Aaron. But that guy, the offensive line has been terrible. We're not dominating the line.
Have a good night, by the way, Huge Johnson.
The offensive line is letting Aaron Rodgers down. Like I was having a debate with Mo Dean in a comment section last night. And I was like, hey, he wants to know why Aaron's not throwing deep. I'm saying he has no time to throw deep. How many times he's getting his body broken? Guys are coming off the defensive line, whether it's a secondary.
But to be fair, if you actually look at the rankings, he has a lot of time to throw a lot of the time. Like they do have a good pass protection overall. Now, yes, there are. Believe me, Tyron Smith is guilty. A lot of them are guilty of letting guys just come by and just smash Aaron into the ground. But overall, the pass protection is not horrible. But I don't know if the wide receivers aren't running the right routes, if they're not getting open, if Aaron isn't seeing the field right. I don't know what it is. Real quick, Hal, thank you for being in here. Pat's fan in here. We are both ass, and this game is going to be stressful as fuck. Yeah, I can agree with that, especially since it's a must-win for us. I mean, you guys already know kind of your future. But with us, it's like, we still have a game or two to try to figure things out.
Yeah, we got to win at the line of scrimmage. NFL, all games are won and lost at the line of scrimmage on both sides of the ball, and we've been losing those battles. Too many times I just see guys come from the other team untouched, crushing Rodgers, untouched. Running backs missing blocks. They're doing stunts, and they're just going unchecked, right? Straight line to Aaron Rodgers, and they're going to kill him.
I just want to point out, Lane says, I guess pays up.
Volpe's up, is loaded.
I just want to point out that literally 2 seasons ago, I was watching Volpe with the Somerset Patriots play the Hartford Yard-Goats at Duncan Park, and now he's in the World Series. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah,
that's pretty cool. All right, Murdog, we got to call it a night.
All right, brother.
It's past the 2-hour mark. Guys, we're gonna have to make up a lot here on Tuesday night if we want to really make a nice end of the month run for yours truly. I appreciate the super chat from Connor earlier tonight. But if you guys get in those gifted channel memberships tonight or tomorrow, well, tonight's ending. Tomorrow, Tuesday night, I will match it up to 10. So if we can get 10 gifted channel memberships, I'll make it 20, and all those people can join me for members only streams and the Mach 1 show I do with Tommy Jets and all that. But Murdog, thank you so much. Are you going live tomorrow for the Jets game? Let everybody know where they can find you.
Yeah, I'm going to try to go live definitely for the Jets game. It's on the bottom, youtube.com/@the_Jetstream. You should all be subscribed by now. So
I would hope they would. I mean, come on. This guy not only puts in his time on his show, but he's also one of the family here on the Midnight Mike show. And I've been asking you guys, the Jet Stream and Inner City Jets, how much does it hurt you to go over and give them a subscribe? And then check out some of their content. It's good stuff.
Yeah, hopefully we get more of a following, and then we could do other stuff as well. But yeah, 1 o'clock. Be there or be square. Take care. Comb your hair.
Have a good one, Murdoch.
All right, brother. Be good.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, this was another show, the Midnight Mike Show, Saturday night, 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I had a great time with you guys tonight. And it sucks when Maddie's not around, but he will be back Tuesday night. But I think Tommy Jets and Murdoch kicked ass tonight, and we had a great time going over this week's picks in the NFL, obviously talking Jets, talking Yankees, doing the Mike and Maddie's top 5, which tonight was Mike and Murdoch's top 5. And yeah, it turned out to be a great show. Thank you for calling in, all of that stuff. But that is it here from the Long Island Sound. I am your late night New York Jets host, Midnight Mike, and I can't wait to see you next time. Oh, and check out my reaction video after the Jets-Patriots game. I'll probably be livid no matter what. So even if they win, seriously, even if they win, I don't picture myself being happy. But you'll find out tomorrow, probably around 4:30 in the afternoon. You'll find out. I'm Midnight Mike. Can't wait to see you next time. I love you all. Have a good night. Hit those thumbs up on your way out if you haven't, by the way. Hit them. I'm about to go off the air, so there's no excuse. Hit those thumbs up. And when I go off the air, if you want to leave a comment after the stream ends, that would be cool too. Because all these on the live, it doesn't even register after you go off the air. I mean, you can look at the live chat like the next day, but I love you guys.